Here with us is James Gagliano, retired FBI supervisory special agent, along with Tim Miller, former Secret Service agent. James, let's start with you. Now, we're hearing, this is interesting, that the suspect's social media footprint is being examined tonight, and they began last night. I would expect that would happen, but what struck you as most strange as this case came to an apparent close?
Laura, you are spot on. And I was thinking the same thing last night watching that press conference in real time. I saw your post on X, and you were 100% right. The self-congratulatory, the self-aggrandizing backslapping, it was literally the Coney Island clown car last night, watching the politicians, and I'm a recovering politician as a former mayor, I can say this, step all over themselves to get attention and to deflect from the investigation. The Providence Police Department did admirable and commendable work on this, working with the FBI. And Laura, your point about the FBI Boston special agent in charge, he was on point and amazing. He spoke succinctly, he gave the facts, and that was it. Laura, the embarrassment here is, yes, the case was solved. Could it have been solved earlier with video camera footage that could have prevented the MIT professor from being shot in his home if only we'd have had one of those 1,200 cameras provide us some source information, which didn't happen.
Yeah, Tim, to that point, you know, the affidavit did reveal that, you know, they kept saying there are 1,200 cameras, there are 1,200 cameras, as if that's relevant, because there were only 2 cameras on the outside of the building, even though there were multiple entrances. And they still, to this moment, have no idea how long this guy was in the building.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Laura. And it wasn't too long ago we were talking about Butler and trying to figure out what went wrong. Well, the answer for this one is everything went wrong. Remember, security's proactive. It's designed to stop something before it happens. This was a colossal failure. And, oh, by the way, the 1,200 cameras are related to the 146 acres and 246 different structures, which translates to 5 cameras per structure. That's insane. When we consult all over the country, the first thing we look at is technical surveillance, but now they're smart cameras that can see stuff and report it to you. You don't even have to sit there and watch the screen. So at every level, this was a colossal failure. And to your point, there are 2 people that don't get to move forward, and it kind of reminds me of the slope roof hearing after the Butler situation.
Well, and that MIT professor, again, James, look, on the online, a lot of conspiracy theorists out there, a lot of people say, well, how do we know he killed himself? Well, how do we know this is not a state actor who was influencing him, whether it was, you know, from the Middle East? There's all sorts of speculation. I'm not going to get into that because I don't have the knowledge. But given how this was screwed up, you can't understand why people don't trust what they hear, which is why you can't have so many screw-ups in the first place, James.
Yeah, the public's trust and confidence has been shattered across the last decade when it comes to law enforcement, and that's painful. But I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I think Benjamin Franklin said it best. 3 people can keep a secret when 2 of them are dead. Laura, the issue here is, do we learn our lessons? When Newtown happened, the massacre at that school in Connecticut in 2012, we should have learned our lesson about police going to the sound of the guns. Then what happened in Parkland 6 years later didn't happen. Uvalde, Texas, we didn't use single-point entry. And now in this, if we don't learn a lesson from the idiocy and the lunacy of not activating those cameras on Brown University, a place with a $9 billion endowment, it's unconscionable, Laura. We have to learn our lessons and move forward from this.
James and Tim, both of you, thank you so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.